All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Majd Medina, Program Lead for Partner Success here at SureWeb, and it is an absolute pleasure to be kicking off the first session of the six-month series of classes where we're not only talking about products and features, but really focusing on helping our partners with industry best practices to helping you grow your business according to today's rapidly changing market trends. We're very excited to have you all join us for this ongoing program, which will be part of our greater Partner University project that we're launching later this year. And it's led by the industry's most knowledgeable experts like Todd Hussey, who is kicking off this series of the next 6 web shops. It's important to note that our partner education focus this year is to not only help our partners with trainings around selling more SureWeb products, but to really in assisting you as well with growing your MSP business and taking it to the next level. So we're calling these new training types or these new training programs MSP Practice in a Box. So the topics of these type of initiatives that we'll be launching and are starting from today will be around helping you, for example, apply industry best practices, building the right marketing programs and engines, offering the right MSP bundles and services combined under one brand, which is your brand, becoming your customer's business advisor and not just a technical advisor, and building powerful internal business processes and go-to-market initiatives. So it's really, really important to note that this class is the first of many initiatives coming around that type of business readiness programs for our partners. We're very excited to having the legendary Todd Hussey lead this first round. Todd is the president of CloudRevenuePartners and has been helping the entire IT channel from SMB companies to the largest multinational names in transforming and growing their business for more than 20 years. Todd is always on top of the latest industry trends, and we simply guarantee that if you do join our 6-month classes coming up and take on Todd's generous offer, which he will be discussing and presenting later, of a free one-on-one consultation and business assessment, we really basically guarantee that you will definitely see a return on your invested time. And we do welcome you to staying active and registering for these upcoming series of MSP in a Box trainings. Lastly, I'd like to say that we're very happy to be heavily investing in building these new series of business training programs because we really believe at the core of SureWeb that it is our responsibility to help our channel partners in growing not only your industry knowledge and your technical knowledge of products, but growing the core of your business so that we can all grow together. A couple of just quick lobbying items is please use the chat box to send all your questions to Todd, and the webinar is being recorded. You will be receiving the handouts as well as the recording by tomorrow. And with that, if you have any questions, please do reach out to us, whether by email or on LinkedIn. And once again, Todd, I'd like to thank you for leading this round. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Madge. I love the intro, Madge. Legendary. I'm going to question. I'm from Boston. I talk fast, and I don't use the letter R when I speak, as in park your car in Harvard Yard. So it doesn't exist. So yes, I do have a Boston accent. Let's start this with some food for thought. And I'm going to reference some sayings or quotes in all of this. One I'm going to use a lot, which is your cheese has moved, from the very, very famous book by Dr. Spencer Johnson, Who Moved My Cheese. The reason I bring these up is including the 7 habits of highly effective people. And there are lessons in here in terms of how we can communicate with customers today. I'm going to use some of the quotes or the habits when I speak. And also the good old Darwin quote: it doesn't matter how strong you are or how smart you are, the people that survive or the species that survive must adapt to change. In summary here, that we know that our world, our technology world, everybody's worlds and business is changing dramatically today, and we have to adapt. And it is what it is. So that's what we're going to try and help you do today, is learn the best practices of how to take advantage of our changing technology world. And yes, please, please ask questions. Madge is going to monitor that, and I will stop at any moment to answer any questions. So why are we here? It's actually quite simple, and it's massive. We're not necessarily here, in my opinion, to go sell cloud. What we're here to do is to help our clients become digital businesses. Every single business in the world needs to become a digital business to survive. Just ask Blockbuster. Just ask all of the retailers that are getting killed by Amazon. Just ask the traditional taxi cab business that are being killed by Uber and their competitors. So the opportunity is a $6 trillion opportunity for someone that wants to go help every single business in the world, and it could be a 10-person law firm. They have to become digital businesses to survive, or the customer is going to go someplace else. So what does it take? Well, basically it takes SureWeb. It takes what SureWeb can offer in terms of their solutions that they can offer the end customers to become digital businesses. The digital business transformation phenomenon, whether it be Amazon or all of the above, could not have happened without cloud. Could not have happened. And so SureWeb is one of the obvious choices, or the obvious choice to go to have all of the tools and the solutions for that 25-person law firm to transform themselves into a digital business. But what's missing? You're missing. You're in the middle of this, where your clients are looking for someone, that the proverbial trusted advisor, to help them and guide them through this transition. Gartner would call you a cloud services broker. I'm going to make it more simple. I'm going to call you a cloud solutions provider, an MSP, a modern MSP, whatever label we want to put. But according to Gartner, you in the middle have by far the biggest or the largest revenue opportunity in this cloud world, bar none. That's them saying this. I see it all day, every day. You are the missing piece, because the end client is too confused about cloud, digital business transformation, all of the above. So they need the middleman, the trusted advisor, to guide them through it by, and I'm going to use some habits from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, working with your clients, beginning with the end in mind. And what's the end? The end is helping them achieve their desired business outcomes. This is why we're here. The opportunity is tremendous. But what are the cold hard facts? What's in the middle of you taking advantage of that $6 trillion business? Your cheese has moved. Going back to the book, 65%, soon to be 90% of all IT spend, of all technology spend, is now going through business managers, not the IT department. These are facts from Forrester and IDC. And I recently had a call with an IT director and the sales team within that company, talking to the sales team about, you need to go start selling to the business managers. The IT director of that company was on the call. He put his fist on the desk and said, listen to Todd, me, the IT director, I'm becoming much, much less relevant in these decisions to buy technology. So you don't go call on the guys like me, Mr. Salesperson. You go call on the business managers, because they own the budget. So your cheese has moved. Second thing, these business managers are not looking for technology. They give a hoot about the technologies. All they want is someone to help them achieve their desired business outcomes. A CFO has different desired business outcomes versus the person that runs marketing versus the person that runs sales versus the person that runs operation versus the person that runs engineering. The good news is they have the budget. The good news is now you have many more prospects to work with to sell to them cloud solutions, managed services to help them achieve their desired business outcomes. Third thing is they're smart. These business managers are having a glass of red wine at night on their laptop and searching for solutions to help them achieve their desired business outcomes. So you need to be ready. You need to look the look and talk the talk when you're talking to these people because they're more educated, but they're still very, very confused. That's where you come in and unconfuse them. And again, begin with the end in mind to understand that their desired business outcomes and work backwards from there. These are just the cold hard facts, but they're opportunities. They're massive opportunities. So what have we implemented and that we've been using for 20 plus years to help guys like you, guys and gals like you? This has been implemented over 20 years, hundreds of MSPs in over 34 countries. In 2011, when we started a partnership with Google, they hired us, CloudRevenuePartners, to create this exact program, and of course it's evolved, to help their partners become what we call cloud revenue producers. And I'm going to go through the 5 buckets, if you will, or pieces of the pie that is the template best practices for you to build a profitable, high value MSP / modern MSP / cloud revenue producer business. And just a couple of companies we've worked with in scale, Google, IBM, Asigre, BitTitan, and so on and so on. So it is a proven methodology. I'm so ecstatic to work with SureWeb, Madge and Matthew and the team. So let's go through each of these, get into some detail. The very first thing you really need to focus on is your value proposition. Again, I've been in this industry a long time. The value proposition, we've never really had to have a value proposition. The value proposition has been, we provide the best support, or we have the best technical people, or we sell the best routers and switches, or the best circuits. And so it's really been a vendor or a technology value proposition. I like the words, are you worthy? We're happy to be a HubSpot partner as well. And these are three words that come out of the mouths of the founders of HubSpot when they talk about, is your value proposition worthy? Is it worthy enough to get somebody's attention? I love those words, because you have to have a value proposition that's worthy of somebody's time. Again, we've gone from a technology value proposition to a cloud value proposition. Your value proposition needs to exude business outcomes. Begin with the end in mind. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Solve desired business outcomes or achieve desired business outcomes. You have to differentiate yourself, or you're just going to get lost in the crowd. And I keep on going back with begin with the end in mind. This is all about a business outcomes value proposition, and I'm going to get into this in a second, to specific business people. So this is one of the things that we work with our clients on, and we have conference calls with them, and we have them noodle through, what is our core value? What are we really good at? What are we worthy of to get somebody's attention? And I always get back, we have the best technology and so on and so on. And I say, no, nobody cares. They care about, meaning the business managers, can you help them achieve their desired business outcomes? This is vitally important. I call this the sharp tip of the arrow. The sharper the tip of the arrow, the easier everything else gets. But this is a paradigm shift for partners. I know that. Second thing, the business managers own tech spend. We know that, okay? The business managers look for business outcomes. The most successful partners And if you have never read the Modern IDs, the Modern Partner ebook series from Microsoft/IDC, it's a phenomenal ebook series. They talk a lot about the partners need to, number one, sell the business managers, right? Have to have a business outcomes value proposition, but they have the most successful partners are the ones that are going to hyper specialize and hyper target verticals, sub verticals, the business managers, and so on. You're going to be able to command much more money if you become a specialist to a vertical or sub vertical. But this takes time, of course. But you're going to be able to climb the stack and be able to get $200, $300 per user per month for your stack that you're selling them if you hyper specialize and hyper target. And it could be whatever vertical, sub vertical, and specialized solutions for the person that runs finance, the person that runs sales, the person that runs so on and so on and so on. The good news, you have a great resource in SureWeb that has all the quote unquote stuff to create these solutions, these bundles that are specialized per the persona. So let's get into these bundles. This is like going to a restaurant where one restaurant has just plain hamburgers and nothing else. Well, the restaurant's not going to survive. They have to have much more value to the customers, and there's no margin in just selling hamburgers. So standalone X as a service is unprofitable, and it's not a lot of value, but it's also not bad to get into the door. Many, many, many partners that I deal with think that selling a standalone X as a service that's all you do. No. You climb the stack and you get up to $200, $300 per user per month by climbing the stack and adding solutions from SureWeb that are specialized to the different people. Solutions that help them, again, achieve desired business outcomes. So what we do is we work a lot with our clients and we make what we call the hamburger solution or stack. Then there's the double cheeseburger stack. Then there's the Big Mac with fries and a shake stack. And then we match those to the personas, if you will, of what's the right stack for the people that are in finance versus marketing, sales, and so on and so on. Okay? This is actually a lot of fun doing this because you're getting into the needs and the desired business outcomes of the clients. Let me pause there for a second. Mads, do we have any questions, or does anybody want to chime in?
The only question is a question around reminding everyone of the books that you referred to in the first slide, Todd.
Yep.
By Howard. Thank you, Howard, for that question. And anyone, if you have any other questions, please use the question box or the chat box.
I have to tell you, Mads, and everyone on the line, I do a lot of these presentations, and I love it, but I'm actually quite intrigued that many of my clients and non-clients went out and bought these books. These two books are arguably the two books I've read the most in my life by far. Who Moved My Cheese it's a very quick read, but it really tells the story of, in life, our cheese moves. One day we think we're doing fine and dandy. Next thing you know, things change dramatically. And change is inevitable, and you can't resist it. You have to adapt to it. It's a funny story about mice where their cheese moved. But it's so damn intriguing. Then the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I bet you I've read this 50 times. it is so applicable to where we are today. So applicable. I used to do trips to Asia a lot, and top floor of a 747, I'd read that book. So, and then of course the Darwin quote. The Darwin quote is the most applicable quote I can ever think of in today's world. You know, it's again, it doesn't matter how smart we are necessarily, or how strong we are. Are we willing to adapt to change? And change is hard for people, but there isn't much of a choice. So I'm glad we got
Awesome.
that question because those are phenomenal reads.
Well, thank you, Todd. There's another quick question regarding the bundles by Joseph. When you create this hamburger stack, do you recommend having individual ingredients and letting the client customize their own burger, or having pre-made hamburgers and allowing them to select just one of them?
No, so what we like to do is we like to make pre-made, right? Just to show the customer that we have thought through this double cheeseburger has been designed for you, Mr. Persona, Mr. CFO. But of course, but that starts the conversation. Then oh, I want pickles and I don't want mustard. Um, but it's a great starting point to have the conversation. And they're very impressed that we've already pre-made something for them. And maybe it hits 80% of the mark or 50% of the mark. But then we pick and choose after we've done more of a discovery. Again, beginning with the end in mind. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. In doing so, you're going to modify your cheeseburger, your double cheeseburger, and you might add fries to that. But we like to, for the clients to quote unquote showcase 3 bundles: your hamburger, your double cheeseburger, your Big Mac and fries and a shake. That's just a showcase and starting point to show the customer that we've thought this through, and they've been designed for personas. As a matter of fact, I just got done with a client where we have 5 bundles that are all persona specific. It doesn't mean that that's exactly what you sell, but it's a phenomenal conversation piece with the customer. Put it up on a PowerPoint slide and talk about security and cybersecurity and all the aspects of what makes a bundle on top of Office 365 as an example. So I don't know if that answers the question at all.
Yeah, I believe it does, Todd, and I'd love to add just to let all of our partners talk to to your respective reps, because we're actually right now building sample bundles for you. You know, sometimes some of our most successful partners only have one big bundle, and they basically know it works. They include all of their services, different products that we will also be recommending to you, even if they're not part of the SureWeb stack, but we know that you sell them or use them internally when you're managing your customer's environment. And instead of just relying on making money off of margins or break fix services, when you have that one big bundle, or as Todd mentioned, 2 or 3, and you give your customers the option to choose from, not only does it facilitate the sales discussion, because you tell your customers in the end of the day, we know why you need to buy a stack, because this is what you need to transform your business.
Exactly.
And it helps you really sell your overall service, everything that's included as a one size fits all ongoing recurring revenue, and not having to make your profit off of slim margin selling product by product, but really positioning your overall value. So it also helps on that front. It helps on the marketing front, on the discussion front, and even when you're up against competition, of another partner that just trying to sell on price and say, here, that's exactly just what you need. You only need a couple of the small email licenses. You'll be having a much stronger business discussion with your customer, because you'll be telling them, no, and what you need is not just email. What you need is to transform your business using not just products, but everything that I have to offer you as your overall business/technical consultant. So please do talk to your reps, and let's get on a call and share with you different samples of what our top performing partners are doing today. And everyone that started now selling bundles compared to selling one-off services and products are just simply even saying, we're just telling our customers that's what we offer, take it or leave it, because it even makes billing a lot simpler. It simplifies the way that we talk to our partners and our customers, and the way that we just manage everyone the same way. So it also helps with your internal processes and productivity to just have 3 bundles, for example, that customers can choose from. So yeah, please do talk to your reps, and let's have a discussion and really present to you different options that you can use that best fits your needs.
So a friend of mine, very close friend of mine here in the Boston area, owns 4 restaurants. And I talked to him for the past 20 years. I've been talking to him about the analogy of his business and my business. So his restaurants are very, very focused on specific clientele, specific personas, if you will. American hamburger restaurant, if you will, versus a Chinese restaurant versus a so on and so on. So he's very special. He has specialized on what he delivers in terms of food items and meals. But what he doesn't do, he doesn't give a menu of just 100 different food items. He bundles them, right? He bundles them into meals, and then he has a smart chef that cooks them up, and he also has smart wait staff that, so when someone like me comes in and says, I'm not quite sure what I want a steak, I think, and I'm thinking about mashed potatoes, and then the smart wait staff helps design the bundle for me, the meal. That's what we're doing here, because we want to satisfy people's appetites, i.e., their desired business outcomes. And that's where we lead the charge as the experts. Think of yourself as a mini Boston Consulting Group consultant, just a mini version of that. Begin with the end in mind, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Again, the quotes again, and let them talk about their business. They love to talk about their business. They love to talk about, boy, I wish I could. And then we take that and then we go back to the kitchen and we build a meal for them. Let's get into a little bit of marketing and sales here. Everybody has a website, and I'm going to be a little blunt here if you don't mind. Everybody thinks their website should be a Ferrari. Ferraris are ridiculously expensive. They're absolutely gorgeous, but who cares? They're not functional. They're not. Just, why have a Ferrari? No need for it. Your website does not need to be 33 pages and look like a Ferrari. That doesn't matter today. Simply doesn't matter. Your website needs to be functional. Your website needs to be simple. It needs to articulate your value proposition very simply. Images, maybe some videos. So when somebody comes to the home page, aha, this is their value proposition. It's all about beginning with the end in mind, digital business transformation, cloud solutions. Aha, I get it. Second thing, it needs to speak to the personas. It needs to speak business speak, not a bunch of technology. Because the people that you want on your website are the business managers that you're going after, that you had an appointment with, that you're doing lead generation campaigns to. So it has to speak business speak. And it also, I highly recommend you showcase some bundles. Here's the classic bundle for the guy that runs sales. Here's the classic bundle for the guy that runs finance. And when we work with clients, we work with them to understand which of the personas in the verticals and sub-verticals that they want to go after. And we create the bundles and we highlight the bundles on the website, just as an example. So now they're seeing the website. It's a business outcomes focused value proposition. Good. These guys aren't trying to sell tech to tech. They are speaking my language. I do understand this because I'm a business person. And look, they've really thought this through. They've thought through some bundles and solutions that address my needs. And lastly, it needs to be digital marketing enabled. So what does that mean? You have to have an offer, CTA button, call to action button, download this mini infographic or mini ebook, digital business transformation for the VP of marketing, or a little snippet of a video, or something really simple, or doing webinars. Again, call to actions and these thing called landing pages on the website. It's not overkill. I tell everybody, do not completely redo your website. Refresh it. Okay? Just simply refresh it. Again, don't turn it into a Ferrari. You'll go broke. Just make it a nice Audi A4, cover the topics of your value proposition, your personas, your bundles, and make it digital marketing enabled, not overkill, please. Last bucket, if you will. So you have your value proposition nailed. Wonderful. You feel good about it. Everybody in the team is saying, yeah, this is really where we want to go. Digital business transformation. We're going to go after these verticals and sub-verticals and personas, not necessarily exclusively. We have a nice suite of bundles that we can showcase. We have a website that it's simple, it articulates everything we do. Wonderful. Let's put together a digital marketing and sales plan. Simple, 2 to 3 pages. What we're going to do in terms of traditional outbound marketing. What are we going to do every week, every month, every quarter? Traditional inbound marketing every week, every month, every quarter. And it's not, don't overkill it. We have business, these digital marketing and sales plans. In the yellow boxes, you just fill in the questions, and out pops your digital marketing and sales plan. Simple, simple, simple is the key here. And best practices like using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, right? And don't spend a lot of money with someone that's going to guarantee you leads. I can't tell you how many clients have spent an enormous amount of money and have lost it. So we have to keep this simple, because again, we have a new value proposition. We're going after new people, and it's different. So we got to start walking here, and you need to correlate that to your very simple financial model. What is this business going to look like over time? Selling these bundles to these personas and so on and so on, at an average MRR of X, at an average margin of Y, at an average seat count of Z, and your customer acquisition rate. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies in this. I'm telling you right now, having run software companies, which in effect, you're starting to act like a software company as you get into this business. There are a lot of nooks and crannies in this, which are things like CAC, customer acquisition cost. If it costs you too much money to bring on a customer, then that's a problem, because again, you're getting paid over time. And a thing called customer lifetime value. If you bring on a customer, wonderful, but the real value is the lifetime value of that customer. So we work with our clients to help calculate that. And those are the things that if you are looking to have your business acquired, they are going to look at CAC, CLTV, margin, as well as EBITDA and all of the above. Anything else, Mads, before I think one more slide?
Sure. I just actually have a very quick note before reading out a couple of questions. I just want to make sure that everyone is understanding that these are the elements that we will be presenting and training separately for the next 6 months. So
Exactly.
every single month, Todd will be talking about one of these elements within the pie, right? So please,
Yep.
yes, understand and make sure
Yep.
that you understand that, yeah, once you registered for ones, you should have them all in your calendar for the next 6 months, and we'll look forward to seeing you join each and every subtopic. So, yep, Todd, for questions. First of all, there was a suggestion for a great book that I actually took the time to order just now from Amazon. So thank you, Marijan, for that. It's a book that looks really interesting about building a subscription-based company. It's called Subscribed by Tien Tzuo. That's Tien, the author, and his last name or her last name is Tzuo. And the book's name is Subscribed. So thank you for this recommendation, Marijan. And then there's a quick question by Andy. What is a subvertical, Todd?
So I'm working with a company now, um, just like you, with like everyone on the line here, an MSP, going after chemical companies. Well, there's this thing called a specialty chemical company. I never knew that. So that would be a sub vertical. So it's like peeling away the onion. So let's say we're going to go after um, banks. Well, there are a lot of different types of banks. There are savings and loans. There are credit unions. There are investment firms. So that would be the next layer of kind of the big one, which is the sub vertical. Because what we're going to want to do to get the high margin and get the high value business is the more we focus over time, the more we focus, the more we're going to be so damn smart to these people that it's going to be a no-brainer for them to bring us on board. So people want to work with people that understand their business, and the more you peel away the onion, again over time, the more you peel away the onion and focus on a specific subvertical, right? The specific people within that subvertical, the smarter you're going to get about walking in the door and just blowing them away about how smart you are about their business. They're not used to that. From a technology world, they're really not used to that. They're used to people selling technology to the technology people, but the business managers want to talk to somebody that understands their business as close as they can get. Hope that helps.
That was great, Todd. Thank you. No more questions for now.
So now that we have all of the pieces of the pie, the check marked, then you can execute on digital marketing and sales with confidence. I have many people that want to start with, let's execute on digital marketing and sales, and I will ask, have we created the business outcomes value proposition? Have you defined target personas we're going to go after? Because that's the way the world works now. People want to talk to people that know them. Have you created your bundles? How about your website? None of the sales and marketing stuff will work today. I guarantee it, to the extent that we need it to, until we've checked all the boxes or put all the stars in these pies. And this is not rocket science. This is work, but that's what we do. We have a program where we do all of this for you, and check all the boxes or put the stars in. Then you can execute on marketing and sales with confidence. Not until the stars are in the pieces of the pie. Here's the offer. I do a ton of these. It is a 45-minute screen share session where we go over your business. It's called an MRR Cloud Business Assessment. Our goal is to turn you into a cloud revenue producer. That's our goal. So in each of the 5 pieces of the pie, you'll see on the right, the value proposition target personas. Each of the pieces of the pie are now in a spreadsheet, or this is a fillable PDF. I'll get on the phone with you for 45 minutes, do a screen share, ask you all sorts of questions. First question I'm going to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 5, to what extent are you committed to build a profitable, high-value cloud business? And everyone's very honest in these. I don't think I've ever gotten anybody say lower than a 4. I just did 3 of them yesterday. They all said 5. Highest rating 5, meaning I am committed to make this a cloud business. I am committed. So that's a great thing to hear. Then we get into questions about your value proposition today. What is your value proposition? Is it business outcomes, blah, 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 blah. Then I ask themselves, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. And then we go to the personas and so on and so on and so on. I bet you I've done about 100 of these, and I haven't done the cohort analysis recently, but of a top total score of 25, about 3 months ago, I did the cohort analysis of the top 25 being perfect. The average for, I'm guessing it was 60 or 70, was a 14. So a 14, I'm sorry, a 12 out of a 25. I used to have it adding up to 30. I changed it to the 5 buckets of questions, and out of a total of 25, the average of the 60 or 70 I did was a 12. Actually, I did 2 yesterday where the total was a 5. And then, so it's just showing them that, wow, there's some work to be done for me to be a cloud revenue producer. That's fine. That's wonderful, as long as we know it. If you want to have that one-on-one, let us know. I will then offer a free follow-up call of my recommendations to you to go from a 12 to a 15 to an 18 to a 20 over time. These are the best practices that have been proven in all the years I've been doing this to build a profitable, high value, high MRR cloud practice. So the offer is on the table for anybody that wants to do it. It's free, of course. Anything
Wonderful.
else, Matt?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Todd. I'd love to also stress just please do take Todd on his offer because it's going to help us. If you have the assessment and you have the discussion, it is going to help us throughout the 5 more months of trainings that we will be delivering. And it will help you, of course, like mapping how Todd assessed you to the content of the training, right?
Yep.
So yes, please do take Todd on his offer, send him an email and start your assessment today. There is a great question that I really love by Chris. So the term bundle, it really often has a negative connotations, and it's absolutely true. When I hear the word bundle, I automatically think of phone and cable TV companies, which is the example that Chris also gave. And basically the concept where with a bundle, you pay for services that you don't really need or want sometimes. So Todd, do you have any suggestions around refraining from this term, and giving a term that would actually give more of an impression that, yeah, we know your business, we know that you need these products, and we're built like tailored for you kind of thing, right? Is there another expression that can be used other than the term bundle,
Yep.
which, yeah, often connotates you're using something that you don't really need, right?
Well, that's a great point. I got to be honest with you. When I talk to end clients, I use the restaurant analogy. I'm serving you a meal, and people resonate to it, right? I'm custom cooking, if you will, a meal based on your appetite and what you need. You know, you might be a vegan meal, right? It might be a vegetarian, it might be this, it might be that. But again, beginning with the end in mind, seek first to understand and to be understood with the client, um, desired business outcomes, and we're going to design a meal for you to satisfy your appetite. Sounds silly, but I do it all the time, and it really resonates with people.
Yeah, it really, really does, because everyone has their own type of burger in mind, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. But we have the set burgers, if you will, but that doesn't mean anything. That means we've thought it through, and it may not be perfect for you. I might want my burger to be this new plant-based stuff or whatever it's called. I might my burger to be medium rare or whatever. But but it goes back to your point, Madge. It starts the conversation, okay? But then let's custom design it for you. But again, the restaurant analogy, there isn't a client that I've talked that doesn't say that's a great analogy.
yeah. But what about like maybe like on your website, should you give them like maybe just a generic creative term that suits your own
Solution,
business?
solution.
Solutions or
We
solution.
have
That,
we have
that,
custom solutions. We have set solutions based on our well thought out needs of the CFO. But of course, right, we modify these per your requirements.
perfect.
And I,
Perfect.
I, and in each of these 5 buckets, next month is we're going to go into granular detail about creating your business outcomes value proposition. Month after that, personas. So yes, please come back for the next events, and I promise I will do the best I possibly can to add value.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Todd. And I'd like to also really add, please do reach out to us, to your reps and to myself, and give us your feedback. Tell us about what you're trying to solve as a business problem so that I can have a discussion with Todd and we actually make sure to answer your questions within these 6 months of training. So if you're facing if you're going through your own business transformation and there is a certain question that you have, please do let us know so we make sure to have the answer for you. We really want to make sure that all of these trainings really benefit our partners, help you with new content or with solving existing ones. And of course, if you have a question, definitely another partner will be also looking for that same answer. So please do keep them coming after the webinar. I mean, send it to us by email or reach out to us anyway that you'd like, and give us your feedback and also what you're looking to solve. There's another great question by Eduardo asking about the bundles being built to be managed remotely. So Eduardo's asking, should I build my bundles so that they are 100% done remotely, so that can also help me scale and manage customers all around the world, not just next to my own geographical locations?
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
So one of the first, the world is your oyster now with cloud. I have clients that are selling from Boston to Australia. The world is so if if you verticalize, specialize, and so on, if you do that really well to law firms of a certain size, I'm just picking something. You can deliver your solutions to every law firm that you specialized in around the world. Absolutely. That's the wonderful part about this. You do not have to go in your 100-mile radius around Toronto. Okay, your prospects are everywhere now.
perfect. Wonderful. And actually, we got a few other recommendations for different terms, Chris and everyone. So Robert uses the term module for his bundles, and
Mm-hmm.
Ross uses the term pre-built and custom solutions.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. No more questions so far, so we still have more time, 7 minutes to go. Please, everyone, keep them coming. Actually, I do see one question regarding your assessment, Todd. How many questions are in your assessment? Are these the questions that we see on screen right there? Trying to
Yeah.
count five, but yeah.
Yeah. So those 5 um, pieces of this or sections of this, again, it's a fillable PDF, correlate 100% to the pie. So create your business outcomes value prop. That's in the very top of the value proposition. So basically, it's the pie within a fillable PDF, and we talk about your value proposition, then we talk about personas and so on and so on and so on.
Great. Perfect. Thank you, Todd. So we still have 5 more minutes to go. Any questions so far? We can give it a minute or two and then give your time back if we don't have any questions. And in the meantime, I'd like to please remember everyone, please remind everyone to reach out to us and give us your suggestions and let us know what pain points you have that you're looking for solutions for, so that we can tailor the answers into the next sessions that we have. We also, I'd like to let you know that we will have another round of trainings after these next 6 months with Todd, where we will only focus on the philosophy of bundling. So keep an eye out for that round of MSP in a Box sessions, where we'll really present different types of bundles and solutions and show you why it works for some partners and others just simply like a different philosophy. So that's definitely a project we're working on and very excited to launch as well very soon. A question by Anthony. Todd, how do we get the free consultation offer? Where do we need to request it? I'm assuming it's by the email that's on the screen right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it,
I
Anthony.
I I look forward to it. The last question I always ask when we finish the 45-minute assessment is always, did you get value out of this? And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but everyone, because these are really discussions and we noodling through the business. Um, every single one said, wow, I learned a lot here. Thank you. So again, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I'm just trying to add value on behalf of SureWeb.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Todd. And yeah, I'd assume the code name that all partners can use to get that free consultation is I love SureWeb, maybe.
That would do.
Awesome.
That would do.
Perfect. And Anthony, yeah, just please, you can tell Todd that you attended the webinar. I will be sending Todd the list of names for attendees, so that he can, of course, offer you that consultation. And just in case you're only connected by audio, Todd's email is todd@CloudRevenuePartners, that's one big word, .com. So once again, it's Todd with a double D at cloudrevenuepartners.com. Perfect. So Todd, I don't see any more questions coming in.
Okay.
Let me quickly check the chat box because I was looking at the Q&A box. Yeah, no, the chat box is also empty. So I think we can give everyone 3 minutes before their next meeting. And thank you everyone for joining. Todd, if you'd like to share the closing remarks or last points, please feel free to go ahead. And thank you, Todd, for leading
Well,
this.
I just got 7 emails for assessments right now.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, you should get a lot more, hopefully by the end of the day.
All
It's a
right.
very
Well,
well attended
I look
webinar.
forward to it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Todd. And thank you, everyone. The next round will be, so we're trying to build these to be following the same schedule. So either the third or fourth Thursday of every month until June, we will be discussing a different topic within the pie that Todd explained today. Please feel free, please make sure to join us. You are registered, so even if you can't make it, you will be receiving always the recordings of these webinars. And please do talk to your reps, ask them questions, especially around bundling and what we're doing on that front. Let's get on consultation calls on a one-on-one basis and help you with anything that you need. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time, and see you next month on session number 2. So thank you, and thank you, Todd. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.